All right, everyone. So glad to have you on. If you haven't gotten a chance to mute your screens, please do that now for me, if you can. I just want to thank you all for being here. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Crystal Anderson. I'm a Triple Diamond leader. And I am so excited to share with you how I and others have gotten past fear, because that's probably number one thing that stops people from being successful. So we got to get that knocked out. So I'm going to go ahead and mute for everyone if I can figure it out. Yeah, I can. Okay, so I've muted everyone so we can all make sure we're not distracted. So, fear. Is it stopping you? Do you know if it's stopping you? Well, you know it is. It stops everybody. It is so normal to have fears about something. If you're in a business, if you're in any kind of business, you're going to have fears. What is my hair doing? I don't know. Okay, I'm afraid my hair is going to do something crazy. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to have fears always, no matter what you do. And especially this business, because it's so different and unique, and the way that our team does this business is very unique, and it's probably easier than going out and doing a bunch of parties. Some of you do parties, but for the most part you do your business on social media, so you have a different skill set that you need to learn, and it's kind of scary when you start something like that. It doesn't matter if you're new in the business. It doesn't matter if you are a veteran in this business. You're going to have those fears. Let me just tell you that at the retreat that we had a week or two ago now, that was for Triple Diamonds and above, we talked about fears. And even Jade Hooper, number 5 money earner in the company, talked about how she had lots of fears and how she had to get past them all the time. So if you think that you're going to get started in a business like this and not have any fears, that's just not going to happen. You are going to have a fear that kind of paralyzes you. It's terrifying to me sometimes. Let me just tell you, I know how it feels. I remember when I first started this business, my first experience with just a terrifying, gut-curdling fear that I had was when I was going to post my first post. And I really didn't know what I was doing, but I just knew I had to post stuff. And so I made my post. I think it was something like, hey, I'm looking for 10 people who want to make some money, something like that. And I had my finger above the button that says post for like 20 minutes. I couldn't push the button. I couldn't do it. No matter what I did. So finally I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna push the button, and that's it. Well, I did, but I closed my eyes and I flipped the phone over so I couldn't see what would happen, because my fear was that no one was gonna like my post. And sure enough, hardly no one did like my post. Back then, it was really common, especially if you were just starting out, if you didn't have at least 2,000 followers, that nobody liked any post. It was just, that's the way it was. But to me, it meant that everyone hated me and I sucked. And that's, how I internalized it. So it was a huge fear for me, and I had to get past that in order to get going, and in a year's time get to Triple Diamond. So let me tell you about some of the things that I had to deal with. Something that I know you guys deal with a lot is the voices in your head that tells you you can't do this, right? Now tell me that you guys don't have that, where you hear it telling you, you know what, you are never going to be successful. Or, just like Aunt Susie, or even mom or dad, or your brother or somebody told you, that stuff doesn't work. That is a scam. It is not going to work. You had, not just other people telling you that, but it's in here. You hear it all the time. You're constantly telling yourself, that you're going to screw something up. You're going to post something, not going to know what to say. You're constantly telling yourself and talking your way out of your business. And that's why it's so important for you to, nip it in the bud, because it can talk you out of the business. I think one of the number one reasons why people all of a sudden, after they get started, they will say, I don't have time. I'm just too busy, or, this is really not for me. It's because they're just scared. Someone said something to them and kind of just scared them out of the business. And that's what you want to be aware of. And it could be so paralyzing that this phone can feel like a 10-pound brick. You know what I mean? It's like, it is so hard to lift that up. And, just someone who used to post every 10 minutes on their social media, all of a sudden posts once every other week. That's what fear does to you. And it just is surprising and shocking, as, it is for everyone. And what the problem is if you don't get a handle on it, you will wake up 1 year from now, 1 year from today, and be in the exact same place that you are now. Isn't that a scary thought? You got into this business to change your life and to do some amazing things. You don't want to be in the same place. You want to be further along. You want to be to diamond or ruby or, double diamond, whatever. I want to be presidential and I want to get to ambassador diamond. That's my goal. So that's why it's so important for you to kind of consider what you can do to change that for yourself. Okay. So let me just tell you and hit you with a truth bomb. You know how people say that no is, it's not something to be afraid of, the word no? Well, guess what? When people tell you no, it kind of is scary. The truth is sometimes it can be more than just no. There are people who have unfriended me. There are people who, blocked me. I mean, that is just like, that just broke my heart when I first started, when people started unfollowing me and unfriending me and all that kind of stuff. That to me was terrifying, because I was just kind of panicked, like, oh my goodness, what am I doing wrong? I got to do something to change that. It is something that a lot of people are afraid of. So, someone saying no is not the absolute worst thing, for a lot of people. It's the fact that you have so many people who are telling you that this isn't going to work and that I'm not going to be your friend anymore. So that is a real fear. However, you can, either absorb it and let it stop you, or you can get past it and just do it anyway, because the truth is they're not paying your bills. I've said it many times about the negativity of others. It's so worth it when in the end, I tell people, oftentimes people ask you in the beginning, why are you doing this? And what are you doing? And how are you doing it? Later, they're like, wow, how did you, achieve that? That's what they do. They come back because oftentimes you get to where they've never, ever imagined themselves being. And a lot of times people want to hold you back because they don't want you to leave where they are. And it makes them feel bad that you are getting to some place that they just can't do. That's the truth about it. So let me tell you what stops fear and what can break that hold on you. Taking action. We're going to give you some tools today that's going to help you to take action even when you're scared to death, okay? Because everyone still does it, and I still have the same fears. You're going to do it anyway. You're going to do it while you're afraid. When I first started doing Zooms, I think I sweated a bucket. You can ask people on my team if they called me, if they tried to text me, if they even tried to have a conversation with me, I'd shut them down. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't talk. I'm about to do a Zoom. Oh my God, I cannot think. There's things that terrify each one of us. So if taking action is the thing that's going to break fear faster than anything else, there's a problem with that. If it was so easy to just take action, then that term, just do it, everybody would just do it, right? They would be able to achieve anything that they wanted to. Everybody would be successful if it was just that easy. But it doesn't work like that, and you know it. Our fear is something that's irrational. It's going to make us, think things that aren't there. Basically, our brain is wired to tell us everything that could possibly go wrong. Any and everything. That's why that fear of failure and fear of rejection and fear of this and fear of that is so strong. And those voices that are in your head and that are in my head that are constantly talking to me, it's talking 24/7. It's constantly telling you, you can't do this. It's constantly telling you, I told you so. I knew you were going to be a failure at this. Constantly. So there are ways out there that can change that for you. And let me give you one method that has been really helpful and successful for a lot of people that I've seen. And one of the methods is, number one, to focus on what is going well for you. Focus on something that's going good, no matter how bad things are, no matter how horrible things seem. Even if you're homeless, there is something that you could be grateful for, thankful for, something that's going good for you. You've got to focus on that. That kind of grounds you. If you're going through a rough patch, if you're going through, bad marriage, whatever, there's always something that you could focus on that's going good for you. That's the grounding part. But those voices that are attacking you, so to speak, you've got to fight back. You've got to attack them. Let me tell you how to do that. This is something that I've seen several people who've gotten to Ambassador Diamond to do. And I've talked about self-development several times before. I love looking up different leaders and watching them on YouTube. I also watch, self-help gurus and people who are motivational speakers, all kinds of different people that are for self-development. That is how you fight back. That attack of something telling you you can't do it, well, what you do is you listen constantly to something that tells you you can do it. It has to counteract what it is that you're hearing in your head. You have to control what is going on in your mind. So, for instance, I don't know if you guys know or remember Carrie Bauer, I think her name was. She's Carrie Young now if you look her up on YouTube. But I used to watch her when she would do Periscopes. If you remember, that is now gone. Used to be all the latest rage. But she would do Periscopes all the time of her looking at, self-help people, motivational speakers. And I think she would often listen to Les Brown. She'd listen to Jim Rohn. She'd listen to Eric Thomas. And if you'd watch her, it was really interesting. She would actually, before the person even said the words, she was mouthing the words that they were going to say, which let me know that she watched this over and over and over and over and over until she had memorized it. She literally knew exactly what they were going to say in whatever speech or talk or whatever that they were saying. So that lets you know that for her, it was imperative that she watched it over and over and over. She knew exactly what they were going to say. And she was always so upbeat and just wide open and just full of energy. And it's because she had to counteract whatever was in her head with words from those people who were telling her you can do it. And so it doesn't have to be people around you that you know, because sometimes it's hard to find people around you. That's why I love having this team. You've got a team of people who are rooting you on and saying you can do it. But most of us around us and in our own heads have people who are kind of negative. So you've got to counteract that with constantly watching and reading and listening to stuff that is going to be a positive influence in your life. It's going to be beneficial. Stop listening to the stuff that's not beneficial. Stop doing stuff that's not beneficial. If there's someone who's leaving you messages that they've got nothing good to say, they're only going to have something negative, stop returning their messages. Don't listen to that. because they're only going to bring you down. They're only going to tell you you can't do it. They're only tell you that it's a scam. And so let me tell you that one of the things that you don't have to be afraid of, which I think is just really, really cool, especially if you're just starting out in this business, is that the scripts that we have, those scripts that we give you to send to people, those scripts were developed by, this team, which is the number one social media team in the company. And they're developed by Jade Hooper and her different, members of her team. And, her being the number 5 earner, and also her other team members who helped come and develop those same scripts, they work. So sometimes if you're fearful because you don't know what to say, guess what? You already have it in writing. We're constantly sending to each other what scripts to say and what scripts to use. And you can have confidence without fear that you can just send that message and you're going to get a result. If you send it to enough people, you're going to get the result that you want, which is you're going to get a customer. You're going to get a distributor. I see it all the time when people are like, I sent out a script and it came back and they're interested. What do I do now? And that's what I really love, is that when you get a response back, don't just wing it. Don't try to figure out it on your own. You don't have to worry about being afraid of that, because that's what your team members, the people who enrolled you, the person who enrolled you, and if they enrolled just the day before you enrolled, then go to their enroller, go to someone who knows what they're doing and ask them what to say. On my team, I have a chat for newcomers where I say, just do a screenshot of what the person said and we will tell you exactly what to say. And it really works great. And so you don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, someone's going to respond and I'm not going to know what to say. Don't worry about it. We'll tell you exactly what to say. It's awesome. So take fear off the table for you in so many different ways. Okay. Some other notes that I have is that there's another method that has been really helpful. It's actually from a book that you can check out yourself. It's called The 5-Second Rule. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. It's from Mel Robbins. She's the author, and it is, kind of a lot more detailed than what I'm going to share with you today. But it's really interesting that, when I told you had to force yourself to take action, well, this is a way to get yourself to take action before you even talk yourself out of it. So the 5-second rule, basically what it is it's a commitment to yourself to act within 5 seconds of a thought to take action. So what I mean by that is, if you say you have a thought that you're going to message someone, okay? You're going to go messaging, you're going to do some messaging, and you think about it. If you do not act within 5 seconds of thinking about it, your mind will talk you out of it. Yes, it will. It will talk you out of it. So if you do something, get up, get that phone in your hand and start messaging, start looking for the message you're going to send within 5 seconds of thinking about it, you're going to be on your way. It's going to jumpstart you to take action every single time. And it's one step at a time. At least you're not trying to, bite off the whole elephant. You're doing it one step at a time. If you think about it, jump on it within 5 seconds. You got a couple of seconds, try to talk yourself out of it. But if you jump on it within 5 seconds, you got this. You're going to do it. You're going to commit to that. And it's basically just your body. If you physically get into action within a few seconds, then your mind's like, okay, I'm already doing it now. Might as well keep going. That's the way you're going to trick your brain into just doing what's necessary, because you want to get to where you want to go. That's what this is all about. I'm here to do everything I can to help you with tools that help you to get where you want to go. So if you're trying to get to Ruby and there's things that you really don't want to do, because most of us have something we don't like doing, just do it anyway. First 5 seconds. It's kind of like when that alarm clock goes off. If you don't get up in the first 5 seconds of it going off and you hit snooze, It's over. You're going back to sleep. So get up, get into action, do this thing. Do this thing. Because knowing what to do is never going to be enough. You know, lots of people know what to do, right? We know how to lose weight, right? We know we're supposed to be eating a bunch of, you know, vegetables and celery sticks and stuff. And we know we're supposed to be exercising, but that doesn't get us really, you know, it doesn't get you into action. So you have to do something more than that. And that's what this is all about, getting past that fear, just going for it. I wish the world for you guys. You know, you're going to have times when people are going to, you know, respond to you and, you know, tell you that, you know, I don't like this and I don't want to hear any more about it. People are going to block you. And then there's going to be other people who unfriend you. But then the next person is going to be the person who's interested in this business, or the next person is going to be a person who's a customer. Just keep doing it over and over and over until you find those people who want to be a customer, who want to be a distributor. Then there's going to be someone who blocks you. Then there's going to be someone who says they don't like it. But then you're going to find another person who says they want it. So you just keep going. It's all a numbers game. You just keep doing it, because not everybody can't say no. That's the truth. Everybody can't say no, and they won't say no. So you've got a plan. You've got to think, control those thoughts, and use tools to help you. Use whatever videos, whatever, you know, audios, you can get to Audible, books, whatever it is you need to do. Fill your brain with stuff that's going to tell you you can do this, okay? And then 5-second rule. First 5 seconds, there's something you've got to do, jump on it. You know, give yourself 2 or 3 seconds to try to talk your way out of it, and then move, do something. And then once you get going, you're going to be going, and you're going to be doing your business, and you're going to be getting exactly where you want to be. So that's it. There's your little tricks and tools that I use to help me keep doing the things that I didn't like so much in this business. You can do it too. I know you can. You can do anything that you put your mind to. I believe that completely, wholeheartedly. You got this. You're going to rock this business. I'm super excited for you guys. That's the training. Just wanted to share some great information with you that I learned that helped me, and hopefully it helps you too. So you guys, I hope you have a fantastic evening. Love you guys. Bye-bye.